Hey, Mocha family. I am back with my oldest daughter. Look at that. Was the most awkward crossing of the legs ever. But anyway, I am back with my oldest daughter, Bekah, formerly known as Head Mocha Girl, because she wants to say goodbye to you guys. Or you're saying goodbye, but it's not that you want to say goodbye. I don't want to say goodbye. But tomorrow, she's driving up to join the training program of the Light of the World Ballet Company.
I'll leave it tomorrow.
Oh, man.
I want to be a part.
Okay.
New York.
Okay,
New
where's the hook? Where's the hook? Where's the hook?
I'm not a singer, okay?
I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling right now. I don't know how I'm feeling because I've had moments when I've boo-hooed with my friends. I've boo-hooed with my sister. I boo-hooed with my mom. I boo-hooed with everyone I could boo-hoo with because I genuinely like you. And I know that the house won't be the same without you. And I'm happy, but I'm kind of sad. I feel like nobody talks about the fact that when your kid launches, even though it's a successful launch and it's a happy occasion, to a certain extent, it's you can feel some sadness and some distress because the house is gonna be different, things are gonna be different, and I'm gonna miss you. So, I boohooed to all these people, and then my sister came back and said, why are you boo-hooing? This is what's supposed to happen. When you're successful, this is what happens, And so we've been emotional. We're up and down. We're back and forth. And right now I'm almost giddy. I know I'm going to be emotional at some point, this weekend, as we drop you off and then when we have to drive away. And so, I just wanted to make this video not only for her to say goodbye, for you to say goodbye. I wanted to make it because I was struck by some of the things that you said to me while you were packing. Because as you were packing, different things came up, memories, things came up, and things that I didn't realize would have the impact that they have. And so I wanted to share one particular thing in hopes that it'll help somebody. So, do you want to tell the story? Like, what is that?
Yeah.
What was this? I think this had pretzels in it.
Yeah, this was a Utz pretzel jar. And then when I was little, I can't remember what. I think my mom just came to me and was like, "Hey, Becca, do you want me to make you like a note jar where I'll leave you like little notes of like encouragement and like little love letters in this jar?" And so I like when I was really little, like 7 was when we first started, I put this outside of my door, and she would like cut out like paper hearts and then like perfume it and then write little notes on it and leave it for me spontaneously in my jar. And I'm like, to this very day, I still love stuff like that, and I did then too.
But wait, it's so funny how you remember things, because the way I remember it, we went through a season when, I don't know if you were changing or growing or you wanted more independence, but we were bumping heads a lot, and I was correcting her a lot. And when we first started having children, when Caleb, my oldest, was a baby, we took a parenting class. And in the parenting class, the teacher said, you need to praise your kids 10 times more than you correct them. And so that always seemed kind of awkward to me. And, I don't know, I just really felt artificial when I tried to create opportunities to praise, like verbally in real life, over and above your typical opportunities to praise. And so I thought, why not do it in letter form? And since we were bickering so much and, I felt like we were growing apart. I felt like I didn't know how to talk to you. I didn't know how to get the connection back that we had when you were smaller. And I felt like leaving you a note and having you leave me a note there was a safety in that, more so than trying to connect with each other one-on-one. And that's when we started it. That's how we started. And I would leave a note, and then you would come and slip a note under my door. Like, I have a collection of notes from you, just like, and I see notes from your siblings in there too.
Yeah, I have so I've got a few notes from my dad in here, and then just from over the years, especially this past year. My little sisters wrote me a lot of stuff, so I have those in here. I have a few notes from my friends in here.
You've collected. You put all your notes in there.
I keep all my.
Let me see if I could. Do you mind if I read one of them?
Yeah.
I'll read one that I wrote.
If you want to get the first ones, they're all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, when I remember starting it, I cut it in the shape of a heart, and then I would write.
That is from 2005. So I was 6 when we started. February 3rd, 2005.
You were 6.
That's crazy.
All right, so maybe it wasn't teenage hormones.
No, it wasn't. It was right after I turned 6.
Oh,
that was
let me see
that
what.
was a few weeks after I turned 6.
Wow, let me see what
crazy.
is. You know what? I also remember worrying that I wasn't affectionate enough. Because I have an acts of service love language. Like, I do things for people that I love to show them that I love them.
It's funny though. I was
I do things. I do things like I cook things. I make things. That's how I show love. And so I was really worried that I wasn't verbally expressive enough. And I think this was a way that I was trying to do it.
It's funny, you expressed that in one of these notes too. I guess I had at one point tried to be affectionate with you, because I love I'm physical touch is my love language. So
yeah, except for now, because I feel why are you leaning in the other direction? I feel don't leave me. I feel we should be glued, physically glued to each other right now as much as possible. But what were you saying? So did you feel you weren't getting enough physical touch from me?
I don't remember, but in one letter to me, you were I'm sorry, I snapped at you today. I don't like when people randomly touch me, but I try to be better and stuff.
How old were you? 6?
Yeah, I was little. I kind of remember that.
If you were 6, did I have a baby? I must have had a baby at that time.
Right, Anika was born.
No, don't say names. Well, I guess now you know one of the younger ones.
One of the little ones was born that year.
Because I remember feeling overtouched when I was nursing. I loved nursing, but that meant someone was touching me a lot during the day. And so I remember having a hard time with the older kids climbing all over me.
It's so funny, because even reading that now, I'm that's the opposite of me.
Yeah, well,
spontaneous.
Let me read what it says. It says, I love spending the day with you today. I am so proud of you for being diligent with your chores and doing so well with your schoolwork. I really enjoyed having ice cream with you. Oh, I miss ice cream. The non-dairy life. You are so affectionate. I'm sorry for the times I have pulled away or yelled or snapped at you when you were trying to be affectionate. Please forgive me. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't like to be surprised. Oh my gosh! I pulled out the note you were talking about. I don't like to be surprised by someone touching me suddenly. I want to change this, so I am praying about it. Don't stop being affectionate. I love this about you. Love mom. Oh,
mommy, love mom.
You know what? One of my earliest memories, one of my funniest, actually not earliest, funniest memories of you is the fact that you were the kid that you'd be sitting in my lap and I'd just be like, where did you come from? You just had a way of just sliding into popping up on my lap, popping up on Dad's lap, and we weren't sure how or when it happened, but clearly you were welcomed and we allowed it to happen. We have a sibling out here dancing and clowning while we trying to be serious in this video. But I can't believe I pulled out the actual note that you remembered. Yep. So, physical touch, huh? I'm going to miss her. But I have been so proud of you during this packing process. I was nagging. 2 weeks ago, I started nagging, saying that, you You can't try to do this the night before. There's a lot for you to do, you know, because one of her younger sisters is getting her room. The room in our house, we have too many people in our house for people's rooms to be kept exactly the way they are, like as a memorial to them while they're not living in the house for extended periods of time. So when my son left, one of the older girls got his room. And so when she's leaving, now my next to youngest daughter is getting her room. And so she needed to clean everything out and clear everything away. And I was very slow during this process. Like, I didn't make her take your room while you were living at your summer job. You know, I waited for you to come home and say, yeah, make your room, the room your own. You can take my posters down if you want to. But the rule in our house is when they come back to visit, then they get to sleep in their room. And then the sibling who was using the room in their absence can go back, and because the bed is still there for them where it was before, for them to sleep where it was before they moved into the room. And so, you know, I was so amazed at how well you packed up. I'm so amazed at how well you organized your stuff, how well you offered things to your sisters that you thought they would want, how you pack things up for garbage, how you pack things up for charity. I think it was my first aha moment that you're a grown woman and you're fully ready. It's over something stupid like packing, that you're a grown woman and that you're fully ready to walk into this next step, this next phase of your life. How are you feeling? Because you've been saying a lot, I don't want to go, I changed my mind, I'm not going, I'm staying home, I like home, I don't want to leave. How are you feeling? And how come you're over there again? Okay, I'll leave you alone. How are you feeling?
I mean, it's a really scary experience for me because I'll be basically like living on my own as if I were an adult. Like, it's not like I'm gonna. No,
it's not as if you were
like
an adult.
Okay.
You are an adult.
Like, if I were an adult. Like, I don't know if I said this in the other video that we did, but it's like this. I mean, I feel like college can provide like a nice, more of a transition into like full on like living on your own and like living in an apartment or whatever. Mm-hmm. Whereas this is like just, you know, like straight up like go for it. Like, I'll be living in like a house and like, you know, taking care of everything, like all my meals, like my car, like everything. It's like all on me now. And that is very scary. I'm pretty sure I did say this in the last video. I don't feel like an adult whatsoever. I'm 18. 18 is very young. It is still a teenager. And I've only been 18 for like, 7 months or something? I don't know. It's really scary for me. And I know it's not going to be easy, I think, at first. And I don't know. I feel like I'm going to definitely grow a lot from this. But at the same time, growing can be really uncomfortable. Like this summer, I felt like I was stretched and I grew a lot from working at my job.
You're different.
And it was great, and
in a wonderful way.
And I changed a lot and I grew a lot and in so many ways, but it was so hard at points and it was so uncomfortable at points. So I'm like, oh gosh, I have to experience it all over again. And I have to leave my home. And I'm not a homebody, but I do love my home. And I got actually really homesick because I wasn't living here over the summer, and I surprisingly got really homesick. And now I'm just like dreading having to leave and not see my family or any of like my close friends for like months, and coming back for like 2 weeks and then going back and living there. And it's gonna be like a completely new world for me that I have to kind of figure out, like not completely on my own, but like, you know.
But you know what? One thing that I think is true is that yes, it's different. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it's new, but it's not a complete break where you're off on another planet having to figure these things out all on your own. You're really only a text message away. You're only a Skype session away. Mm-hmm. If you had an iPhone like me, then you'd be only FaceTime away. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think it's a trick of the enemy to kind of make you feel like your support systems that you had are not still there for you. They're still there for you. Yeah. We're praying for you. We're cheering for you. We're here to actually even talk to you and advise you as much as you want. So, you know, the actual day-to-day things that you have to do, you've proven yourself to be fully capable of doing. You're fully capable of shopping for yourself. You're fully capable of cooking for yourself. You do laundry better than me. You clean better than me. You know what I'm saying? you're fully equipped to do what you need to do. So it's a lie of the enemy that it's almost insurmountable, because I've kind of seen you almost want to freeze with the newness of some things. But when you actually did it, you realize that it's new, but it wasn't as hard as I had imagined before I even tried.
Yeah.
So you have to step out and try.
Yeah. And I will say my support group has been like insane, like so amazing, like supporting me from like all the way back in April with the auditioning process. I felt so loved and so supported going in, like through the summer, till now. People have just been absolutely amazing. So that's been a huge blessing, knowing that like I have like kind of a good foundation like at home, and people like you said, like cheering for me and stuff. That's very comforting.
But so even with this channel, since you're gonna be living in another state, you're not gonna be appearing regularly here, but you haven't fallen off of the planet. We can expect to see you when you do come to visit. We can expect to stay connected. But we just wanted to say goodbye. We just want, and we appreciate your prayers. We appreciate your support. We thank you so much for the encouraging comments that were left on the video about her not going to college.
Yeah, and even thank you to, I know I have people like even come up to me and talk to me about it, and thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yes. So I'll keep y'all posted. Y'all pray for me.
And me.
The parenting thing I signed up for, the launching thing and the adult parenting is a whole new level. And when I find my footing, y'all know that I will share everything I'm learning with you guys. I just want to add that the reason I really thought it was so important to share the experience with the jar, and she came across the jar, she was reading the notes in the jar, it brought her to tears to the extent that she came to me and said, "Wow, Mom, I can't believe you did this. I can't believe you wrote me these letters. They mean so much. They meant a lot then, but they mean even more now," type of response. And I just wanted to make the video because at the time that I wrote the letters at a time where I felt like it was just one thing, one last ditch effort to correct an insufficiency that was in me. I always didn't think it would be good for me to have a lot of daughters. I didn't think that, I had a lot to offer a daughter. I felt very insecure about having daughters because I felt like I myself didn't feel confident as a woman, and I had lack in myself just because my dad wasn't in my life, and I always felt really rejected and insufficient because of that. And so I didn't feel like, I felt kind of closed. I felt kind of emotionally closed, and I really, really worried about whether or not I was giving enough affection to my girls and expressing everything that was in my heart to them properly. Like I didn't have an insufficiency in being able to feel the love. And as I said, I expressed it through acts of service, the way I cared for them. But I also wanted to be able to verbalize it. And so that's why I started doing the notes. And I just had no idea what a positive impact that ended up having. And it just really shows me that it's not about being perfect. It's not about having everything that you need and doing a perfect job. It's about doing the best with what you have and with who you are, laying it all before God and trusting him to make it beautiful in his time. And I just feel that that's exactly what happened with the notes. And it's just so simple, so inexpensive, and I did it over a course of so many years. I started it when she was a little girl out of that insufficiency, but then it was so useful when she became, a hormonal teenager. And every time I asked her, nothing, I'm fine. When she was going through that stage where we weren't butting heads and we weren't really talking to each other, we had already set up this note system that was still a sacred and honored place where I could still write her notes and she could write me notes to let me know what was going on with her. And it just really helped us to maintain and solidify a bond. And so I just wanted to share it with you, just to encourage you wherever you are. Don't beat yourself up. You are enough, and God is faithful to use what you have and make something beautiful out of it. That's all I want to say. So, see you guys in the next video.